Chef Muji has been cooking. And who are we to tell him what other ingredients to use in the kitchen? But, we got some suggestions, and we will see what he does. All right. Obviously, we trust him. But there are a couple of ingredients that we think can make this jambalaya even tastier. This off-season jambalaya, we can make it even tastier than it's already been. So come on now. We are live. It is Boy Green meets Wudi.
Can you guys help us get a jet chant here? Yeah, going.
Oh.
Okay, right. Come on in.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go!
J-E-T-S, jet! Let's go! J-E-T-S, jet! Let's go! There you go,
Third Party Thursday.
Chris joining us here on the program with a capital P here on the program.
Jake Asman, come on down. How you doing, good sir?
Wow, what an intro. I mean, Boy Green is known for having the intro, but Wudi, that was unreal, man. Thanks for the kind words, son.
We are men of many names.
My favorite Austrian Jets fan right there, baby.
Boy Green
meets Wudi. Welcome to another episode of Boy Green Meets Wudi. It is your boy James Wudi, and you already know we are Wudi, rocking everywhere. I gotta talk to whoever works at StreamYard to stop automatically muting my audio. All right, they out here. It's a conspiracy against me. But there is no conspiracy coming from this man. You already know this man is all heart. He's all passion. He is the boy who became king, rocking that hat that I love so much. None other than BG. Come on now. Paul Esden Jr. in the building. How are you doing, my good sir?
You said it at the beginning. Darren Muji has been cooking. I didn't realize it's been this much cooking, but Rich Samini says that Darren Muji pulled off the trade that he pulled off yesterday was his fourth of the offseason so far and 12th overall since becoming the general manager a little over a year ago. So I love GMs that are creative. I love trades. I think trades are the most underutilized roster construction tool that's out there in the National Football League. And hey, they're not always first-round picks. As a matter of fact, Muji hasn't given up more than like a 6th-round pick to acquire any player that's out there in the universe yet. So he hasn't dipped his toes in those waters. Perhaps that's a suggestion for today. I don't know. But Muji's been cooking. It's been pretty incredible, and I really like where the team's at. There's still more holes to fill, but I'm sure Muji already knows that. Doesn't need me to tell him. But there's a few voids that need to be addressed here.
Yes, absolutely. And to Muji's credit, I think a few is the proper word, not a lot, right? Not a a whole bunch, because before it was looking like Swiss cheese. But to Muji's credit, he has done a fantastic job. So I think there are still a few that can be utilized, that could be filled in free agency. And shout out, you already know, we all over the comments all the time. This is not a Dolphins shirt. R&R cracked me up with that one. This is for Big League Sports, which is they're a fun league. I think it's only in a few states though in this country. It's not like nationwide. But what they do is like adult sports. So for people out there that No, what do you mean? Oh, I'm literally in the middle of explaining, for people out there that still have that itch to play football and basketball and, all the other balls. And, you want to, nope, stop. Come on, stick with me. All right. You want to play all those sports and there's no, school or whatever. They set up, leagues where you can play those sports and still compete against your peers. So, they're actually a really great organization.
Well, that's beautiful. I love that. Thank you for highlighting that moment, which could have been seen as some sort of an insult, and highlighting it to this magical thing to get everyone doing 60 minutes a day. So that's beautiful. The NFL's message. That's God bless. I see T_time_11 says, "Oh, we got to update our list. If that was on it, Hollywood Brown, swoop off the list. So he gone." He gone. Hollywood Brown off the board, signs with the Eagles. 1-year deal, maximum $6.5 million value. There's actually been a few receivers. Christian Kirk went off the board yesterday. Darnell Mooney last week. So the wide receivers those names are picking up quick. So Muji, if you were swimming in those waters, and I imagine on both of our lists we'll have some wide receiver representation, those names are going around fast.
Yes. I will. I mean, I'll be the first one to admit y'all not gonna like my names, but I'm out here trying to win. I'm not out here trying to, have the bell of the ball. I'm out here trying to win it all.
Wow, that was a nice little rhyme there. I appreciate it. I see, by the way, the Tennessee Jets in here. What's the raffles for this time around? Yes, on my channel, if you're new to it, we do raffles every single month here on this channel. So when you guys send in super chats or gift memberships, while it's super cool for me that you guys are doing that, you guys, every time you spend $3, total, you get a raffle ticket to win our prizes, which again is coming up on April 1st. So we're 2 weeks away from that. You guys have 2 weeks left to stuff the ballots. Before the end of the show, Tennessee Jet, I promise I'll flip you guys the prizes that are coming up for this month. There's still some mystery there and some other fun stuff, but you guys will see that it's coming up. Yeah, there you go. My magic man, James Wudi. So you will see that. I'll show that before the end of today's show, I promise.
Sounds good. Well, we cooked up a little something, nothing Muji level, but we just got some names. Almost every time we do this, we do not have any crossovers. It's 5 unique names from the mind of Paul Edson Jr., 5 unique names from the mind of James Wudi. So I would actually expect that this would be the same. You're going to hear 10 names. 10 names, maybe 9. I really don't see. I'm looking at my list right now. I don't think you're going to say anyone on here. So 10 unique names for you guys to digest, see how it feels in your track, down there, and, let us know how it feels.
Real quick, I guess there's 2 determinations to make. Are we going 5-1 or 1-5? And then who's going first? Who is starting this dance off? That's 2 important questions, Woody.
Definitely 2 important questions. I'll say 5-1. That's usually how we do it. But I know the last time we were super excited. It was first 5 calls. So we had to flip it upside down, with the 1-5. But yeah, we'll do 5-1. We can try to do rock, paper, scissors.
Okay. Yeah, I know. With the potential delay of whatever. 2 out of 3?
Oh, you out here starting
just sudden death. I mean,
I was gonna do sudden death.
Okay, and
are you one of those? Are you one of those?
Yeah, see, that's exactly it. Is it rock, paper, scissors, action?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So okay. Let me.
Oh damn. Okay. I don't know if you need all that range of motion.
Okay. Here we go. Yeah. You ready?
Yep.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Whoa.
Oh, your speed's a little slow. I'm going rock, paper, scissors. You're going a rock and a paper and a scissors. Come on, man.
What?
We need some pace. Let's get a 2-minute offense here. You're going a little slow on the trigger. Very interesting. So you have some sort of a tactical advantage of some
You
kind.
Just saw me shoot.
I said it before you started shooting. I went like up, timeout, challenge flag,
okay.
the speed. Okay.
Okay.
Rock. What is going on here, man? Is there like a technical delay or something, man? Come on, okay, you say it, and I'll be ready. You command.
Okay, all right. I'll say rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh, damn, that's a tie. Fuck.
Yeah.
All right, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. All right, you win. It's your choice. Who goes first?
All right, you go first.
Okay, after all that. All right. This is the list starting now.
Okay, so without further ado, 5-1.
Number 5.
I said his name the last time that
Oh.
we had an episode.
Okay.
And yeah, I definitely think he deserves a call. And right now, he's my odds-on favorite to start at his position this year. It is the old man, that old guy, that old bastard, Matt Prater, right? I do not have any hope in Cade York. Not to. I don't want to say it like that because that's meaner than I want it to come off. Like I don't want to, but he's been out of the league, for a reason, right? And not that great, not that reliable. You don't have to call him Matt now. All right, he's an old man. Let him enjoy his family, his friends, his leisure time. Boy Green, last time, because I just said we talked about him last episode, he brought up how Nick Folk was called so late into the offseason, a couple weeks before the season started. Yeah, give him a call in. You already know he knows what to do. Just, let him enjoy his summer. He's stretching, whatever. And then in August, give him that call. Let him stretch out and give him this job because I do not like any of the other options elsewhere.
Real quick, the devil is in the details. So, Nick Folk leaves. So we're like, man, that sucks. And then we shortly thereafter, a few days later, go, oh, wow, the Jets are signing Cade York. Now, we don't hear the details of the contract at the time, just that they're signing Cade York. So the default as well, that must be the Nick Folk replacement, I guess. But Zach Rosenblatt revealed those contract details, and it is the veteran minimum. So it would seem to indicate that this contract means absolutely nothing. The Jets have two kickers on the roster. Lenny Krieg, he is of German descent, formerly of the International Pathway Program. So, he's sort of unknown is sort of the point of saying that. And then there's Cade York, and he is known for all the wrong reasons of sucking. So, that's the kicker situation. So apparently veteran minimum. So long story short, our kicker may not be on the roster. In Woody's case, he's not. So that's why he's trying to find a new one. So I just saw those contract details today. I'll probably write that and do a YouTube short about it later to explain to the people who thought Cade York was just this clear guy. He is clearly not based on the contract. So I like a kicker. Way to start off the list with a kicker, Woody. I respect it. I'm not going in that direction, but I respect it. Okay, here we go.
Number 5.
This is a name that I didn't bring up in our most recent call list, but this is a guy that has been on my list for like 8 years for the Jets. Yeah. This has been a Moby Dick I've been hunting for some time, and it just
can I guess?
Yeah, sure.
Nah, now I don't. Now I'm not confident. But you definitely, each year that we've done this show, you've talked about Calais Campbell.
Oh yeah, that's not correct. It's not Calais, but I will say real quick on Calais. Schematically, if there's something I'm not seeing, like if he's a bigger end in our 3-4, maybe, because I sort of see him as a defensive tackle now, but like so you sure maybe there's still a path for it. He wasn't on my list, but maybe you could sort of speak it into existence. I saw him on the list because I went through and said, let me make sure, because so much has happened. I want to make sure I don't, the most embarrassing thing that could happen is we say a name and the chat's like, he signed yesterday, Boy Green, or he signed last week, Boy Green. And that's you're like, it's like the fantasy draft guy. Yeah, I'm gonna take Patrick Mahomes here. Paul, he went 3 rounds ago. Oh, all right. Hang on a second. They go back to your boy. It's just super embarrassing if you do a fantasy draft live. So no, it's not Calais Campbell, although I love Calais Campbell. I think we should have done a defensive tackle, to be honest. So unless he was a bigger 3-4 end, which is possible, I suppose. But long story short, no, it's not Calais. But I thought you were going to guess it, though. Well, as soon as you said, oh, let me guess, I'm like, shit. So here it is.
Jadeveon Clowney?
Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, that oh, damn. That was my gut.
Yeah,
but I said, oh no, maybe Calais. But damn, I knew it.
Yeah, you did. Like I said, I thought you could have guessed the name. So I am a Jadeveon Clowney guy. I've been for a long time. My favorite part about Jadeveon Clowney is apparently the Jets' favorite part about their main task of adding defenders this offseason is people that are good against the run. Jadeveon Clowney, for his career, now that's not a sexy thing that people talk about. He's always been really, really good against the run. The Jets, Kingsley Enagbari, Asai, and a couple of these guys are all better against the run than like Will McDonald, although I guess that's not a bar that's set very high. Or go to Devondre Sweat, really good against the run. So they've added some David Onyemata, very good against the run. So they've added a bunch of these kind of guys. So Clowney would be interesting to me because he's really good against the run and he's got a sort of nice pass rush floor. The ceiling has never existed. He's never had a double-digit sack season in his career. So he's just a fine pass rusher, but that's fine. That's not what we're bringing him in for. Hopefully that's Arvell Reese or somebody at number 2 overall. So I've been hunting Clowney for many years. He's been the almost jet like 1,000 times. Why not now? Let's figure it out. Let's get Jadeveon Clowney in here. And the longer he remains a free agent, I imagine the cheaper he is.
That would make sense. Yep. I have nothing bad to say about Clowney. Each time that you brought him up in the past or that I've brought him up, that's one of those guys that we always, seem to, come back to and just, nothing but, respect for his game. So, I won't say anything there. My only reservation is that I already got people, who are saying, oh, well, we're set at edge, because we signed these guys. Yep. People are saying that to me. See, that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I have, all this, when I'm saying things, just because people say these things to me, Boy Green. They say them and they believe them. They believe them. Just like those people that think that Geno Smith is a great quarterback. Like they believe these things. No, stop. It's the same category. It's the same category. It is 13 in 3 years. But, with Clowney, yes, I would bring him in, but let that not change the plan at 2. That's still Arvell Reese or Vel Reese, that's he said. He said call me Vel now. One of those, but Reese, Bailey, Bain, any of those 3, I'm cool with.
So I guess you could just call me Pa or Ool. I guess Paul wasn't Arvell. I didn't know Vel. I didn't know a lot of people were named Arvell to begin with, to be candid, but I didn't know there was a shorter version available as an option. But okay, if that's what he wants to be called, if he gets drafted, I want to say people's names right. So I mean, whether they get drafted or not, I want to say their names right. So Vel it is. I gotta try that one on for size. Do you want me to go to 4, or we're just keep ping ponging back and forth here?
Oh, well, you are the winner. You are the king of rock, paper, scissors, so you can decide.
Yeah, I guess we're going to a little snake draft action. All right, I'll hit you with it. Let's go.
Number 4
here on the list. Number 4 here on the list. This is a guy. I feel like Chris Collinsworth. No, he is a guy. It's a bigger name. I've always been in love with his talent, and I think some people may be against this, to be honest. It may be unpopular. But I'm going David Njoku, who remains a free agent. I think what the Jets lack in the tight end room is a little sizzle from a receiving perspective. Now, I hope Mason Taylor just sort of turns into that guy, but I don't know if he will. Like David Njoku, he has had some dynamic receiving ability in his career, and he's been a red zone weapon. I think he could his presence would be good for Mason Taylor. Then defenses have to make decisions. And then Jeremy Ruckert is now a tight end 3, fullback, whatever you're going to do with him. I know they also brought back Andrew Beck. So yeah, David Njoku is a guy I like. I want some more receiving flavor at tight end that I'm not quite sure that we have on the roster right now.
Njoku, definitely a talented player. Definitely would give that sizzle that you referring to. I don't love that he was just on a team that had a young, literally, Mason's draft mate in Harold Fannin. Sure. Fannin was out here producing, and instead of being hyped for his team, he was talking about touches. So, that's don't love that. Don't love that. But obviously, we're talking X's and O's. That's a dynamic player.
Yeah, there you go. Bosco giving some love to Jelani Woods, who was also brought back. So, yeah, perhaps that's the plan. 6'7", 250 pounds of man. Perhaps Jelani Woods ends up being that dynamic guy, and he's certainly shown it in flashes when he's healthy. So, hopefully, Jelani Woods can stay healthy. Good call out, Boss Girl, to put him in the room as well. All right, let's
Number 4.
Yes. So since you're doing a snake draft, I got a double whammy of 2 suggestions that you and every single person in the chat is absolutely going to despise. But I think it's again good for the Jets. We were just talking about a guy like Jadeveon Clowney, right? Something else that he would add is that veteran presence. I talk about it often, maybe ad nauseum. Maybe you guys are tired of me talking about it, but that osmosis of not only those who are willing to teach, like I would imagine that Demario Davis will be willing to help guys out in that room, but also the guys who aren't willing. You just see how they operate, and you can learn something. So in this number 4, I actually have a tie because it really depends on what Frank Reich, our guy Frank Reich, is looking for. But give me Brandon Cooks in the receiving room. This is somebody who low-key has actually had a fantastic career. He clearly isn't the same receiver that he is or that he was before, but he still finds his way in, big plays in big games. We just seen that Bills controversy where, whatever side you were on there with that catch that, they called the interception, but he has always used his speed and quickness, even in his advanced age, speed and quickness to get open. And maybe he can unlock something in Arian Smith, because right now, Arian Smith might as well be Jaden Smith. Like, we don't know nothing about him. We've tried to use him, didn't look good. But they both kind of fit a similar profile of that speedster, that smaller receiver, a speedster. But obviously, Cooks has a developed route tree. Maybe he can help Arian again, either by teaching him or through osmosis. By being on the field there. I said this was a tie. So again, if Frank Reich
Number 3
is not feeling I meant like a tie at 4. So this is like still number 4 because this is
Number 4
is my guy. And this is somebody who the last time he was a free agent, I wanted Aaron Rodgers to call this man and invite him to be on the Jets personally, and he called OBJ by mistake, I guess, was DeAndre Hopkins. I wanted him to be a Jet. Now, I can't lie. It looks like, he might be, we'll see. But he is saying, he brought up a few points about this season that I think are underlooked or overlooked. That, he had his largest yards per catch, right, since 2014, right? Mm-hmm. He was actually a big red zone threat, and the Jets don't really have like a big red zone target. I'm hoping it could be Mason Taylor, but let's bring in somebody who's been that for their whole career. Again, this person, or this guy, he could be a Hall of Famer. So again, that osmosis of having somebody like that in the room would definitely be a positive influence on Garrett, definitely be a positive influence on AD and the rest of the receivers. But, if we're talking about production in 2026, I feel like Cooks is probably the better play there. But that's my tie at 4, depending on what our guy Frank Reich is looking for, Brandon Cooks and DeAndre Hopkins.
So you're going to have 6 players on your list?
Yes.
Okay. So I guess in your snake draft, it's time for your
number 3.
Yep, number 3. So I know you guys are all, oh my God, Gino, he's back. Now he's about to be MVP. If you take away the nostalgia aspect, this is for the second straight season, the Aaron Glenn Jets have chosen a quarterback who's on his third team in 3 years to do something and is ignoring the fact that he's on his third team in 3 years for a reason. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a magic QB who is going to be amazing and light it up and say, "Oh wow, this person is definitively better or a better option." But as I told you before, Boy Green, when we talked about the trade, that competition. I'm not a fan of just giving people keys for the sake of keys. So a name that I saw on Twitter that I'm just going to say right now is a name that I would like to pursue. He's low-key not a free agent, but, we talked about that in the beginning of potentially diving into the trade waters, is the mayonnaise man himself. Give me Will Levis, okay, in the room. This is, we talk about Frank Reich, right? What he likes in a QB. Will Levis fits the bill, right? He has slung it. As a matter of fact, he slung it to DeAndre Hopkins. I'll never forget that game in fantasy because I was about to drop DeAndre Hopkins. And then all of a sudden, my man had like 200 yards and like 3 TDs. It was unbelievable. But yeah, Levis, he has a big arm. He is fearless. Definitely doesn't have a lot of smarts. So hopefully, that's something that Frank Reich and his system can rein in, right? The physical tools are there. But if he can improve his mentals, I think that's somebody who can give Geno some legitimate competition in camp.
Wow. Okay. Okay. That's a choice. Anywho, let's go next on
Number 3.
I believe the Jets still have a hole at linebacker. I do believe. Now, the Jets are set to draft a linebacker / edge with that number 2 overall pick, which will add to the room. But still, I'm not sure. I want competition for Jamie and Sherwood. I guess let me put it that way. And I know the money says a certain thing, but, you got to play the best guys, regardless of the money. And if you have to keep him because of the money and he was to lose the competition, so be it. You figure it out. Now, there was a nugget that was shared with me 5 or 6 years ago. It's just sort of been nestled in my filing cabinet for a long time because it wasn't a worthwhile nugget to share because it wasn't relevant. This person was under contract for a division rival. So again, the nugget was just interesting. And now this man is a free agent and this man may need an opportunity to build himself back up. I'm going with Matt Milano at linebacker, formerly of the Buffalo Bills. And the nugget to share is this. Sal Capaccio, we've done stuff with him before, Wudi. He is the Buffalo Bills sideline reporter for WGR 550. He told me, I don't know why the story came up, but he said, did you know that Matt Milano and his family grew up Jet fans? They were diehard Jet fans their entire life. And then he was drafted by the Bills. He's been a Bill forever. And he had some injury issues in the past. And obviously there's a reason someone's still available here on March 17th. That nugget, as I'm sifting through the available linebackers and I'm looking at names, Matt Milano versus Jamie and Sherwood and see who wins. And my gut would tell me Milano, but who knows with health. I think it's a worthwhile gamble just to kick the tires. And there is a coming home thing for Matt and his family. The Jets thing means something to him. So I'd be curious to gauge the market on Matt Milano at linebacker, bring him in if he stays healthy. And again, a low risk deal that if he stays healthy, it pans out. And if he does very well, maybe he could cash back in one more time out in the market with the Jets or somebody else. And if it doesn't work and he stays injured, all right, no harm, no foul. We tried. So I have Matt Milano on the list at number 3, Woody.
Shout out to when he broke my guy's ribs. That was a real
White,
tough,
yeah.
a rough watch. Yes, Mike White, the great white hope. Matt Milano. Yeah, that would be solid. The Jets fan thing, that doesn't really mean too much to me. I mean, it's cool to know, obviously.
Oof.
Cool to know.
Ooh.
What do you mean? Oof, it's just not important. Like,
Wow.
I know people try to bring it up with Rucker, like it actually means nothing. So,
Nothing?
Yeah.
Do you have no heart? Like, I don't know. It seems like it meant something to him and his family.
Yeah, I mean, can he play? That's the thing. So yeah, I think
We're still asking
obviously
that
when he's healthy, when he's healthy, he is fantastic. So I think that is worth, depending on the price point, obviously,
Sure.
that is worth kicking the tires on. That's a solid name.
Appreciate solid. All right, I guess I've got a double dip here.
Number 2.
I haven't brought up quarterback yet. Quarterback is a piece of the puzzle. Wudi just gave his suggestion for a creative way to add a QB2. This is a name that my father is intimately familiar with. He's a longtime former Dallas Cowboy. He has recently entered the free agent pool, and Connor Hughes of SNY says the Jets are quote-unquote in the mix for him. It's Cooper Rush, formerly of the Dallas Cowboys, most recently with the Baltimore Ravens, and, well, it didn't go great, being Lamar Jackson's backup. It did not go great at all, and he has since been cut. He signed a 2-year deal last year. Now he's back in the free agent water. So his time with the Ravens was just god-awful, if I'm being honest. 0 touchdowns, 3 picks, like it was disgusting. But with the Cowboys, and he's been in the NFL 9 years. 8 of his 9 years have been spent with the Cowboys. He has a 9-5 record as a starting quarterback with the Cowboys. He got plenty of opportunities. And for whatever reason, it didn't work in Baltimore. And yeah, sure, maybe he just suddenly lost whatever powers he has. But the more likely thing is it was just a bad rub in Baltimore for whatever reason. That happens to people. So as we're looking for a QB2, I'm trying to find the right QB2. There's a lot of different options out there. The Jets have crowned without crowning, and me and Wudi, I don't think argued is the right word, but we sort of talked about this recently about Geno Smith, whether he's crowned immediately as a QB1 or not. Like, depending on the quarterback you bring in, you would think, oh, this is a legitimate competition. Like, to me, Russell Wilson is a name I considered as I'm looking through my list because I was only going to put one quarterback on it. I said, man, Russell Wilson's a little higher register name that I think would be a legitimate competition with Geno Smith. And I don't know if the Jets are adding that kind of name to this room. Maybe they do, but I don't think so. And Cooper Rush has just been a really good backup quarterback. He didn't fight Dak Prescott for the starting job. So Cooper Rush has had a lot of success with the Cowboys, not so much with the Ravens. I think that's a quarterback that makes a lot of sense in straight up free agency.
Yeah, that would, that, like you said, that would anoint this guy who leads the league in interceptions as QB1. I'm not sure if that would be the wise option. I think we do got to bring in somebody to make him earn something, because Vegas just gave him the keys. Depending on what your goal is, because Vegas gave him the keys and he drove them right to the number 1 pick. So if that's your goal, then do it again. But for some reason, I just keep believing that the goal is to win games. So that's where my disconnect is from the fan base.
If the Jets have any success, I can't wait to bring up all of these clips. And you've provided so much content that it shouldn't be hard to find moments just like this. And when the Jets are having any modicum of success. And I just can't wait to say, Wudi, Exhibit A, jury, if you'll look over here, laser pointer, and say,
do you know we had this same conversation the same time last year?
I don't remember that. No.
Yes. And no points, no nothing for the correct prophecy last year.
Okay.
But
noted.
Yes, maybe after each of the 3 wins this year, you can have
3 wins.
And say that,
All right. Sure. Ready for your next one?
Yeah.
Yep. Like most of your takes.
Number 2.
I was correct last year, right? Right? Was Justin Fields? What happened?
You predicted 3-14.
I predicted that Justin Fields was not the answer when you guys were saying that he was a potential MVP candidate. I did predict the under. I said bet your house on the under of 5.5 wins. I did say that, yes.
Okay, so tell me this real quick. Who wrote the article Justin Fields could be MVP? Was it Paul or was it NFL.com? and then we talked about it on the show. So why are you blaming me? Like I am the soothsayer.
You're out here running out because
someone else wrote the piece and we talked about it.
I'm out here trying to help you out, man. I'm trying to help you out. How?
I don't understand how.
By telling you how it is. By protecting you from your own grandiose, delusions. That's what I'm out here. I'm trying to bring you back to reality. Yep, there goes gravity. You know what I'm talking about?
I'm glad that you channel. I'm glad you channel Vince Vaughn in the movie Dodgeball, the American underdog story. And at the beginning of the movie, he says, "I set expectations low, so it's impossible to disappoint myself." So it must be great because when you set expectations
evaluating, it's about seeing what's happening.
Low, the way you do when you set expectations low and they're terrible, you're like, I didn't expect nothing. And if they're great, you're like, whoa, pleasant surprise. So it works out for you no matter what. And it is about expectations because the Justin Fields MVP stuff was before the season. We're talking about expectations and hyping ourselves up. You say you're trying to save me. You're trying to.
But how can you expect that? How can you expect that from someone who did not even have one good, full season of football? Like that, that's a ridiculous expectation. That's what I'm saying. You guys
what about Vel?
With false narratives. What
about Vel? So Vel has never played a snap in the NFL, yet people are going to be hyped up about Vel and what he could be in the NFL. It's the same thing. It's projecting.
How is that the same thing? Justin Fields was in the league for 5 years and he stunk. What are you talking about? How is that the same thing as a blue? Because
you're still projecting. You're projecting. You're seeing what Justin Fields
did.
But
you have
the
data.
Starts
you
at
have
Pittsburgh.
Data. No. That is not all the same.
Then what about Geno Smith's data? What data?
What happened with Geno Smith? Someone who has played 0 games in the
What
NFL.
Happened with Geno Smith?
What do you mean? What happened with Geno Smith?
His data suggested he sucked. In 2022, he became the NFL's comeback player of the year out of nowhere. What data said that was going to happen?
Okay.
But it didn't.
And you take all of Geno's career. Oh, do you need a chiropractor? Is something happening to you? All right. Geno's had 2 good seasons in 11 years in the NFL.
2? Oh, come on.
Yeah, 2. Yes.
He had 3 straight seasons of a top 10 quarterback play. 2022, 2023,
the last 2 years, he got his coach fired and his team didn't want him. That's factual.
So he was a top 10 quarterback for 3 years in a row, but then you just say, yeah, but the coach got fired.
What do you mean? He was not good enough. He was not retained. So if he was a top 10 quarterback, why didn't his team want him?
Didn't Pete Carroll retire and go to the front office? How was he fired? He went into the front office.
I'm talking about Geno Smith. He was a top 10 quarterback.
You said he got the last 2. You said he got the last 2.
Yeah, so why did he need a different team after being a top 10 quarterback?
You just said he got. I want to go to one point and try. Let's try to do this one point at a time.
So now
I know I'm talking too fast. I want to make sure.
I
want to make sure I slow it down. You said he got 2 coaches fired after his 10-win season in Seattle. Pete Carroll went to the front office. So how did he get fired? So that coach didn't get fired. So your 2 years of him getting fired isn't true. He had Pete Carroll, and then Pete Carroll retired, and then he jumped over and then became the Las Vegas Raiders head coach. What are you talking about?
Okay, so Geno Smith, top 10 quarterback, you said for 3 years, needed a new team after being a top 10 quarterback. Why would a team get rid of a top 10 quarterback?
He got traded for a 3rd-round pick. You're making it sound like he got cut. And then he immediately received a $75 million extension. What are you talking about? Why did Jalen Waddle? Why did the Dolphins give up on Jalen Waddle then? Why'd they trade him? That doesn't make any sense. Why'd they trade him?
What do you mean? That's not at all the same. First of all, Jalen Waddle is not a top 10 receiver. So that's what I'm saying. You guys out here trying to make excuses, trying to make something what it's not. And
the Seattle Seahawks wanted to keep Geno.
But I'm here to tell you that he's a depreciating asset. What?
It's funny how things work out. Seattle wanted to keep Geno. They were having extension talks with Geno. They reached a point where they're like, geez, you're here, we're here. I guess we're going to trade you. The Raiders said, we'll take him, and we'll give him $75 million, and we'll give you a 3rd-round pick for him. So if the Seahawks got what they wanted, they never get Sam Darnold, and who knows? I assume in your case, they don't win the Super Bowl with Geno Smith instead of Sam Darnold, correct?
That I feel like that's clear.
Okay, so they stumbled into a Super Bowl because they wanted Geno Smith. That was plan A for the Seattle Seahawks that offseason last year.
I respectfully disagree.
What do you mean you respectfully disagree? That's what the
What do you mean? What do you mean? Just because you guys use the same narrative to justify Justin Fields last year that he was the Steelers plan A just because they were having discussions. Oh, they definitely wanted him, but we took him from the Steelers and now he about to be something. You guys said that same thing. You said the same thing.
So you think Seattle was lying about having extension talks? They weren't having extension talks.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying plan A. I'm not. I do not believe that's plan A. People can talk all the time.
So why would you have extension talks if that wasn't plan A with the guy who's already on your roster? How does that make any sense? I'm very confused.
What do you mean? You're exploring all options. Not everyone's like Aaron Glenn and just kicks the existing QB to the curb, for no reason. People actually have conversations, positive conversations with people. That's possible.
Seattle put a contract extension in front of Geno. If he accepted it, he was the Seattle quarterback. If that wasn't plan A, they were operating from plan C from the beginning. How does that make any sense?
What are you talking? So you can have talks with people and have talks with other people. And
they couldn't have talked with other people. The league year hadn't started yet. Geno was the only choice. What are you talking about?
All right, Boy Green. If that's what you believe, then that's what you believe. What can I do? That's what I'm saying. That's what you guys got your, you guys are hyped. You guys got your nostalgia glasses on, and that's all we can do.
All right. So number 2 on the list.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll hit it again. Yes.
Number 2.
So clearly, this is a position of need. This is a position that we both decided to attack on our list. You went with the more athletic of the two, but I feel like he's a better fit culturally. All right. What I'm talking about is David Njoku. And my pick to solidify the receiving tight end piece that we both agree, we don't really trust Mason like that right now, is Dallas Goedert, formerly of the Philadelphia Eagles. Ooh, Webbin.
He signed an extension last week, man.
Last week? Damn. That moment that you just said was gonna happen. Damn. All right, well, that's crazy. Are you sure?
Yeah, let me show you. Yeah.
Hit me with it, because the list that I was using was they said was updated an hour ago, but I guess not.
Yep. So here's an updated story from this one's 24 hours ago. So here's a story that they just updated. Here you go. Hang on tight. Let me throw this up on the big board. Okay. This is from ESPN. All right. There it is.
Yeah. It's official. Well, then, I guess I'm gonna have to copy your name. Then I'm gonna go with. Oh, actually, hold up. Do I got a name? Yeah, I'm gonna copy your name now. I'm gonna go with Njoku. Even though I really don't love the fit there, we do have a pressing need at that, and I definitely need some receiving acumen in that room. So I'm gonna go with Njoku. So I guess, because I had the 6, I guess we are gonna have 10 names.
Recalibrate. There you go. Call an audible. That's all right. The line of scrimmage.
Can.
So was Dallas number 1?
No, that was number 2, like you said.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just getting confused. All right, so let's get
Number 1.
Number 1. This dude, I was actually looking deeper into, so I can say with a lot of confidence he is a current free agent. He also is a Super Bowl champion.
All right.
Somebody who I think is filling what I would probably say is the second biggest need on the team. Last time we talked about it, we talked about having guys on the O-line, depth / competent starters who started before in the NFL. We mentioned for the tackles, Chukwuma Okorafor, who did right. They brought him back in for the Jets. Interior. They brought Xavier Newman.
Yeah,
that's not what I mean. That's not what I meant by bringing in somebody with starting experience. I mean a real dog. So my suggestion here is somebody who just last year started as a center and started as a guard. So you have that flexibility. Someone who might actually even challenge for a starting job. I know we're not in love with Josh Myers, but also if not, can play anywhere in that middle three. I'm talking about Austin Corbett, formerly of the Carolina Panthers last year, but he's actually a Super Bowl champion. He was a starting center for the Rams when Matthew Stafford got him some. So I think this would be a fantastic move. Again, someone who can play on any of those three positions in the interior, could challenge for a starting job. And if not, if somebody goes down, for a fact you have a starting caliber player coming in for them.
I like that. Dylan Parham probably projects right now at starter, but I think a lot of us would get an upgrade over Josh Myers if we could. And Joe Tippmann obviously is at right guard right now, but maybe there's more switching around that could be done. So I like that. That's a good one. Good number one. I guess let me throw this number one out there. This is not going to be popular. I would assume.
Number one.
The Jets a couple years ago had a trade worked out where they were set to acquire said player if the other team said yes. The other team said no. The Jets were like, well, I guess we're going to do this. And they ended up drafting Garrett Wilson instead. That worked out. I think I sort of said this earlier for another player, and I think it stands true for mostly everyone, rare circumstances aside. The longer free agency goes on and the phone doesn't ring for said player, the cheaper that player is. And I'd be curious as these names are flying off the board. Instead of a few years ago, we tried to get the 2.0 version of this guy, and that failed. Let's get the 1.0 version. Let's get the original action figure in the box. Let's not get that, off-brand version. Talking Deebo Samuel. And I think, again, the longer you wait, the cheaper he is. And there's a couple of big veterans out there, Juwan Jennings, Stephon Diggs. So he's not the only guy. So I think that also will help us hurt him. With multiple names, the money should go down for everybody that's out there. I'd be curious, a motivated one-year deal for Deebo Samuel and how that his unique abilities and how he would be used, how it would complement Garrett Wilson. So as long as the money isn't crazy, and again, I would assume as we get this deep, it won't be. I'd be curious about Deebo Samuel. Of all the names, Juwan Jennings is younger than some of these other cats, but he's dealt with a lot of injuries, and I'm not sure if he has the ceiling I'm looking for. Stephon Diggs, there's some drama there. Deebo Samuel is a talented football player. It's just the health. Which, again, you can build into the contract. So, Deebo Samuel, let's throw that name out into the mix.
I think Deebo is a popular name. I think it's more popular than it should be, to be honest with you. Deebo, I think they just did that in Washington, and it wasn't really what they were expecting. I feel like he's a non-traditional receiver, right? You get creative with him to get him touches. I guess you're referring to Corley. It's supposed to be the 2.0.
That would be correct. Yes.
Yeah. He was like 9.0. I don't know where version he was. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what version, but Deebo. I like Deebo. I don't like his age.
Okay.
And I don't know if we have the creative minds in the room right now to kind of unlock. That's not a knock to anyone. I'm just saying, Frank, right? He has a system, and he's been doing it a certain way. Like he has certain guys. Like that's why We're not trying to, change what's not broken. I'm not. I'll stay on the course, but yeah, that's not an insult. I'm just saying, like, I don't think we have the young innovators to unlock what Debo can do. So I probably would steer clear and really go to like guys who are like tried and true. Even my old suggestions of those old dogs of Cooks and DeAndre.
It's hard to push back on what you're saying about some of the detriments of Debo. But like I said, we're also dealing with a situation here where, every free agent that's out there has flaws. And you just have to say to yourself, who are you most willing to have flaws for that you'd be willing to sign? And I guess that's sort of the conversation with all these guys.
Yeah, that's definitely, there's a few positions like that. Which is why, how my list shaped up to be what it was. Because you just picking the best, like, bad option, or like not great, the best,
right,
not great option. So that's definitely true. At this point, I can't lie. I saw this comment, in the beginning of the show. But I'm really, like, I don't want to say married, but pretty close. We engaged to the idea, the idea of that elite edge rusher at 2 and the wide receiver at 16. Like, I feel like that would really shore things up. And especially the fact that there are no wide receiver, like elite wide receiver 2s right now. Like, to your point, Jennings is like the only one, and we don't even really know about Jennings like that to say, oh, we're gonna. So that's why you draft the wide receiver too. Like, so with that being said, that's kind of where my mind was at, when looking at that position.
Yeah, that's my Ricardo says, it should be Jennings as a Jets addition, but he's going to command too much money. I guess that's sort of where I'm at, and why I believe he's still a free agent. I believe his asking price is this, and again, this is my speculation, reading the tea leaves, that his asking price is this, and what teams are willing to pay is this, and now it's a staring contest, and we're 5 weeks out from the draft, and some teams are like, you know what, Jawan, if that's how much you want to get paid, we're just going to draft somebody for dirt cheap. And while who knows if they'll be as good as you, I'm willing to find out for 10% of the price. So that's going to be the staring contest that happens. And maybe before we get to the draft, Juwan's like, shit, I guess I got to lower my price if I want to get signed immediately. And before the draft, where some spots will get filled up in this game of musical chairs. So I like Juwan. Again, he would have been the Super Bowl MVP a couple of years ago in the Super Bowl for the 49ers if they had won. So he's a talented guy for sure. Dealt with a lot of injuries last year, younger, and things of that nature. But yeah, I'm just, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe the Jets surprise us and sign a Juwan Jennings, but I just don't see that right now.
Yes, agreed. So, should we recap the list?
Sure. I'll recap mine. Here they are, 5-1. Again, these are names for me that all of these were free agents, but these are the top 5 names the Jets could still sign in free agency at this point when we're recording the show live on March 17th at 3:53. Number 5, edge rusher Jadeveon Clowney. Number 4, tight end David Njoku. Number 3, Matt Milano, linebacker. Number 2, backup quarterback Cooper Rush. Number 1, Deebo Samuel. Wide receiver or OW, offensive weapon.
All right. Number 5 for the James Wudi list, we got Matt Prater, kicker extraordinaire, kicking legend, if you will.
Sure, yeah.
To slide in there for never mind. But yeah, just to be on the team. Number 4 was a tie. Tie goes to the runner. I don't know. Brandon Cooks and DeAndre Hopkins, 2 receivers, kind of would do the same thing, be mentors for the young guys, but still got some juice left in the tank. Number 3, one of my favorite games to play is Battleship. Come on now, let's have a QB battle, if you will, with Will Levis. That would facilitate, or that would need a trade to facilitate, but come on now, I need some competition in there. Number 2, Njoku. Need that tight end help. Shout out to Boy Green for the suggestion. And number 1, my favorite. That's why I put him at number 1. Austin Corbett. Get him in there. And then the offensive line is set with Corbett.
Well said. James Woody, any other final thoughts here, my man? Yeah, I did say Cooper Rush, Johnny. What the hell is your name, pal? Huh? What the hell is your name? All right. You want to start throwing rocks from your glass house over there? Huh? Give me a quarterback name. Will Levis's cheeks. Oh, wow. Judge Johnny just has takes about it. Yeah. You suck. What are your options? Judge Johnny? Why don't you give some names? So I could say, sucks. Yeah. Where are you at, pal? Where are you at? Yeah, that's what I thought. Shut up. Anywho, yeah, Woody, any final thoughts?
Yeah, definitely appreciation, for everybody in the comments. For my guy right here, you already know it's all love. We out here rooting for our team, rooting for them to finally not be ass. I know we'll all be there. Everybody doing cartwheels when they're not. But we're gonna be here. Right. I hope you had a terrific time this Tuesday. And we're going to be back Thursday, baby.
That's for sure. I'll answer Ricardo for my last one. I guess it's a no on Tyreek Hill. I don't want his broken ass, to be honest. I think the speed that makes him what he is a deteriorating asset. It happened, unfortunately, CJ2K, who was here with the Jets for a small slice of his career. When you have that elite speed, and that's the thing that makes your engine go as a football player, that inevitably deteriorates across time. Hey, Father Time's undefeated. And he had a very gruesome injury that who knows how much of next season he can even play. And if I'm Tyreek, with all due respect to the Jets have a Vegas over-under of 5.5 wins. Wudi has already slammed the under and put everything on his life on it. So the fact of the matter is a lot of people don't believe the Jets are suddenly going to be this thing. Now, Jets have had surprising years before where people all thought they were crap and then they do something. So we'll see if they will. Time would say they're due. They've only had one winning season in 14 of the last 15 years. But I would imagine if I'm Tyreek and I'm risking it to come back, I'm doing it for my old team, the Chiefs. I'm doing it for a clear-cut contender. I imagine he's not coming here with all due respect. And he just had a very serious injury. So for all those reasons, I'm out on Tyreek Hill. Thanks.
I don't think he would come here. If he wanted to come here and play on a discount, not the money that he's accustomed to making, I would bring him. I don't think he I don't think he's completely done as a football player. I do think when he comes back, most likely on the Chiefs, he's still going to be burning DBs. And I could be wrong. Obviously, a lot of people come back differently. But even Odell, his that year as a Ram, after all of his injuries, he was super productive, especially in the red zone. So I think a coach like Andy Reid, or a innovative offensive coach would be able to utilize him. So I would take him, but again, he's probably going to price out, and he definitely doesn't want to be a Jet.
I would assume not, but I guess you never know. There is some piece of footage. Let me try to see if I can make this happen very quickly here. Yeah, there's a piece of footage that wants to be played on these airwaves. Do you have any problem with that, Woodster?
The piece of footage itself wants to be played? What do you mean?
Yeah, someone has submitted a piece of footage they would like us to play here on the show.
I guess I don't. I'm not sure. I guess.
Okay, here we go. Johnny Boy would like us to play whatever this is, so we're gonna all find out together, I guess. All right, here we go. Let's go to it. Oh boy. Okay, here we go.
Hey, yo, Luppy, put that Bud Light down. We drink Presidente over here, bro. Jet Worldwide. Vote and subscribe to Jets Worldwide. Vote and subscribe to Jets Worldwide. Vote and subscribe to Jets Worldwide. Johnny Boys know about Friday nights, they go live. We out here hanging like a beer belly. Chair smelly, folks calling twice, they ain't near ready. Bracket being built, all of Johnny's peers jelly. Loopy just the first at the end. Drop confetti. As maniacs, make sure you voting steady. Johnny Boy all day, you know our boy don't play. Loopy wanna win, he better go home pray. Subscribe to Jets Worldwide, that's all I'm gonna say. Vote and subscribe, it's Jets Worldwide. Vote and subscribe to Jets Worldwide. Vote and subscribe to Jets Worldwide. Friday nights on YouTube, 7:30 live.
All right, I guess that's the footage. So, okay, your thoughts, Woody?
Vote and subscribe for Jets Worldwide. Pretty much said it simply.
Wow. So there you go. Johnny Boy is in the middle of Asmaniac Madness. I'm glad I checked my text in the middle of the show. So, wow. There you go. That is from old Johnny Boy and Company. I believe, I don't know when, sorry, I don't know the full Jake Asman schedule, but at some point today, I believe, on this afternoon show, it may even be on right now, I'm not sure, as Maniac Madness, Johnny Boy is looking for your vote. So, folks, feel free. It's a March Madness style bracket where Jet fans are pitted against each other. So, there you go. Johnny Boy, you're welcome. All right, good luck.
Buena suerte.
Amen. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Appreciate it. We got a couple hundred people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe, like and subscribe. I don't have it ready to do in a rap form, but hopefully nonetheless, you also appreciate doing it here. If you're watching on the show live or after the fact, whether it's Boy Green 25 or Take Flight Talk TFT. All right, Johnny Boy saying it's at 4:30 today. So there you go, guys. Go right after our show. Guys, go tune in and make sure that you vote for Johnny Boy. It'll be during the Asmaniac show coming up in 28 minutes if you're watching live. So there you have it. Woody, great stuff, and looking forward to seeing you Thursday, pal.
Right back at you. Greatest show, all of YouTube. Definitely the greatest 3 p.m. show of all time. Argue with your mama, because you can't argue with me.
That's for damn sure. Thanks, everybody. God bless, and we'll see you.